afternoon or good evening, whatever time you're watching this. I'm DiDi and thank you for joining me for today's Flosstube Extra. If you're new here and you haven't seen any other Flosstube Extras of mine, those are the special challenges with parades and stuff. If you've been with me for a while, you know I've attempted 24 hours of cross stitch before. One was successful, the other one not so much, and this time I thought I'm gonna just do it. So FYI, we're gonna be doing the January 24 hours of cross stitch, and I'm gonna film after every hour. And originally I would have plans on the Saturday, so my afternoon would be booked. And I said, well, I'm just going to take the Friday off. So it is Friday morning around 10:30 a.m. and already went to the city center to pick some stuff up, get all saturated with all kinds of goodies. So I've got all my energy drinks, cookies and stuff. I'm all set. But it's 10:30 and I'm gonna start my 24 hours of cross stitch, and I was playing with the idea of vlogging me doing the 24 hours without sleep, and then I had a bit of a rough week at work, which I will not get into, but it took some energy from me, and I decided I'm gonna do that another time. There are 3 more 24 hours of cross stitch weekends this year, so I'll be fine. I'll do it someday. If I'm feeling really good, I might still attempt it today, but I'm not counting on it. So I decided I was gonna push towards finishes and work on the projects that I can finish. So I want to get as many finishes in this weekend as possible. However, I'm still doing Bringo. Bringo is an event held in January for the first 25 days, and they call a project to work on every single day, and most of those projects left are not even close to finish, except one. So we're gonna, I'm sorry, my laptop is giving me the notification in between, but we're gonna keep our fingers crossed that they're gonna call number 14 in the next 2 days, because that's gonna be a finish for sure. It needs only like 2 hours, something like that. And I have 3 projects that are so close to a finish that I'm yeah, they just didn't get, they did get called for Bringo, but then I didn't have enough time to work on it due to shifts, other stuff, you know, all the good things. But let me show you first what they called for today. So I'll be starting on my Bringo challenge. I'm sorry, Velcro. I'm going to be starting on my Bringo challenge each day. So I'm going to put an hour in there. That's also my goal. And they called Christmas Carol in Rosé, which was last year's Historische Stickmoesters free stitch along. And I'm stitching these on a 36 count white linen in the Soie d'Alger. And today I'll the prompt was to stitch with your favorite threads. Well, I love stitching with Soie d'Alger. So I'm almost done with the first page, well, the first quarter. I only need like 50 stitches in there, and I think I'll be going over here, so we'll see some progress on this. I already took a picture of where I was at the beginning, so I can just start stitching. But yeah, the first hour I'll be working on that. Then the projects that are so close to finish that I am, yeah, almost mortified by it. First one lives in my Books Art Liberty bag. When in doubt, go to the library. And it is my Christmas Owls by Madame Chantilly. And you're gonna laugh. This is on a 28 count platinum by Zweigart. And I believe the only thing I need to do is fill in these 3 eyes. And you can hardly see that I haven't stitched them, but I haven't stitched them. So that's all I need to do. So yeah, this one is gonna get finished without a doubt, which would be my first finish of 2022. Awesome. And this is also my yearly goal, was to finish this, so I'll have at least one start in June. For those of you who do not know and haven't seen my plans, I made little cards for all my projects. Where is it? Somewhere in the bag, of course. Let's get everything out. I made these cards. And these cards are going to tell me what the goal is. I'm going to save all the cards if I've met my goal, and each card that's done by the 1st of January, it's a new start, because my birthday is in June. So yeah, that one is definitely gonna be finished. Then also in a Books Art Liberty sleeve, this is the Lady Whistledown's version, is my Stitchonomy winter sale last 2000 what was it, 2020 I believe. So this was the 2020 one. Yes, 2020, I'm sorry. Need like 2 bands and then I'm done. So that would be 3 hours work. These bands are deceptively large when it comes to stitching, but this will definitely be done this weekend. So that's project number 2 to finish. Then project number 3, that's also almost done, is my Fuzzy Fox design Home for Christmas sale. I pulled it out this week. I did Christ. I need to do mass, and I need to do the beading. There's still some beading left. That's all. And yes, I know the white doesn't show up. This was the first time I picked hand-dyed fabric and went with it. Not my best choice, I know. This is a 15 count Ada by Hard Stitch Design, an Italian shop, and it's the colorway Renaissance, and it's lovely color. It's always blowing out, but it's a very light pink and blue. It's a very pretty color when you look at it, but it drowns out the white. So yeah, lessons learned, let's just say that. So that's going to be my 3rd project. And then there are a few that are close to finishing. I have my blue flower. I'm just going to put my hand over it because it's the pattern. I need to finish the bottom half. It's close, but I also have Duck in the Rain. I need to finish the top part and a whole lot of back stitching. So this is going to take a little while as well. Then I've got 2 new starts, which you would have seen if you saw my last Flosstube. And one is the number 14. That's the other one. So this one is Sending Big Hugs, which on no apparent reason, this is a design by Doreen Jones. I'm doing the foxes. let's just say I picked just a piece of fabric and I went with it because I like the color of it. It's a lovely cream color. And these are my foxes. They're like 5 centimeters tall. And there's a lot of back stitching, but not a lot of stitching left. Yeah, best use of this fabric. So, oh well, stuff happens, right? Was a Sunday morning. It was early. You've all heard that if you watched my latest Flosstube, which I'll be filming tomorrow. So that's like mind-boggling, but that's also pretty close. And then there's number 14. Ooh. All kinds of bags, which is my Deck the Halls. Ready. I'm doing the most wonderful time of the year, and I'm pretty close to a finish. I already have the most wonderful of that, so I need time and year and some swirlies. But since this is on my Bringo board, I can't just pick it up. It can only be picked up if it's cold. So fingers crossed, because that would be a finish. Since I started it this year, I won't get any credit for it, as in no new starts for it. So those are the ones that are on my radar to finish at the moment. It might be that I pick some other stuff up. Let's just take a peek. No, definitely not. No. No. Let's just see which. I believe this one's also pretty close, but I do not like stitching it. It's pretty close, has a whole lot of back stitch, and I do not like stitching it. It's a lovely mouse and dandelion. It's on a 20 count, and I decided to stitch 2 over 1. What's this one? My oval happiness tree. It looks so close when you pull it up. You say like, wow, that's a lot of stitching. But then there's that border, and that's very stitch heavy. So I'm not sure. I don't think that's going to be a good idea. And I'm very curious what I put in. There's still one bag and I have no idea what's in there. So we're just going to take a peek. My lovely fox also getting close to a finish, but it needs to, I need to finish that paw and the entire tail and all the back stitching. I like stitching it though. This bag, what's in here? Oh no, we're not gonna finish this one. It still needs like 24 hours to work on it. So it was my other historische stickmuster. So no, these are the contenders, and I'm gonna get going. You might see a little change in light coming about, because today I'm gonna receive my ring light, which will mean that unlike last time I did my 24 hours of cross stitch, you'll actually be able to see me with my hourly updates in the evening. Yeah, which is good, which is very good. So I'm really hoping to get at least 8 hours done today, at least, because I do have some work to do, some homework. So fingers crossed, I'm gonna get going. See you in an hour. So first hour is done. It took me 2 hours to do that. Quick recap, the moment I stopped filming I got a text from work that I need to do something, so I did that, and then I went to stitching for an hour, and then I forgot some stuff, so I had to, you know how it goes. However, I did get some stitches in. I finished the first part of this project. It's in the Silk app and it's split over 4 different patterns, so I've got 25% done, but it doesn't count up all the stitches, so it might be that there are more stitches in the other parts. I have no idea. However, I did around 140 stitches, so I finished the rocking horse and the circumference. Yeah, doesn't look like much, but oh well, oh well. It's the hour I need to do Velcro again, sorry. The hour I needed to do for Bringo. So now we're gonna get into finishing stuff, and I think I'll take these ones with me first. So I'll be finishing the owls, and then I'll be working on the Stitch on Me winter sale, and finally free up some of my bags because I'm running out of bags to put stuff in. Alrighty, yeah, nothing much happened. I need some coffee and I need lunch because it's 12:30 and I'm getting hungry. So I'm done with hour number 2. I've got my first finish. Big surprise here. I finished the Christmas owls. Doesn't look like much change, but I filled in the eyes. So first finish of 2022. Very pleased with. This was one of the first well-known designers that I worked a project from. This is Madame Chantilly, and I stitched it on 28 count platinum by Zweigart, and I've got a good bunch left, and this finish gives me 17 euros credit in Stitch from Stash, so that's good. And let me see, because I've got the card here, I'll just need to mark it off. I get a little bookie. It says Christmas Owls 2022 goal finish. And it's done. So these cards will be going into my yearly planner. I've got quite a big cross stitch planner. In here I note all the projects I worked on which day, when I had a new start, all that good stuff, but it has pages in the back, let me flip to it, where I have an overview, and it's hardly readable, but it says my Stitch from Stash. This is a new year, so a new start. I've got a 25 euro budget, and I haven't bought anything yet, so I might end this month with quite a lot of credit, which is good because there's gonna be an exposition in March which I want to go to, which is probably gonna break my budget like for real. Oh well. But also in this book we've got this little folder. The cards go in there, and at the end of May I'll open it and see how far I've gotten with my plans. Yeah. And then, like I said, I picked up, sorry, I've got a hair there, my Stitch on Me winter sale. This needle minder, it's over here. This needle minder is made by me using UV resin. Let's bring it up closer. It's pretty hard to see, but it has some flowers. It's one of my least pretty ones, but I seem to grab it quite often. I really should make some more. I really enjoyed making those. But since I never leave a needle minder with a project, I tend to grab the same one each and every time. What I did is I finished, oh come on focus, thank you. I finished up the sleighs and there's a lot of starting and stopping in there. I did the snowflakes underneath, and I started the last row of big snowflakes, and I need a little row of those white stitches. And if I show you my back, you can see for the loose white ones I just carry the thread. So my back is horrible looking, I know. But I'm not gonna start and stop every single stitch. I'm just not gonna do that. So yeah, while I stitch I usually watch, big word. I've got a TV show on. I restarted Sleepy Hollow. I love that series. So I've never made it to the end of season 4 somehow. I've watched season 1 like a gazillion times. Love it, but don't know why. Oh, I love my coffee. I've got one of the Christmas specials from Nespresso. Nespresso cups, you know, the cups you make one single cup of coffee from. And this is the forest fruits version, so it has a bit of a fruity flavor, but it's not too sweet. I drink my coffee without sugar or milk. Black, just purely black. Love it. So yeah, maybe I'll get this one finished and get some more credit. That's why I'll be taking this one, which is the Home for Christmas one. I just do not like beading, guys. I hate beading. I think it's because I don't have a good beading needle. I think that might be just why. I still need to buy a good beading needle. I surely need to do that when I want to start the Winter Goddess by Joan Elliott. She has a lot of beads, so I need a good needle. Oh well. I'm slowly getting back to my stitchy spot, and I'll get some more work done. I'm really hoping that the delivery guy gets here soon, because it's starting to get dark and I want my ring light. Oh well. See you after hour number 3. So, how do you like my lighting? I just received my ring light. Somewhere during hour 3 I had to run to get the delivery guy. Let's just say that there's one company, and I'm not gonna shame them, but their delivery guy in my city is horrible. So what actually happened is that he rang my doorbell. I saw him leave like 10 seconds later. So I ran down the stairs, and then he saw me running out, so he had to give me the package. But oh well, I got it, and I'm pretty pleased. I think it is a great difference. Let me see. I'll just end it. There we go. Look how bright I look. Yeah. And it has all kinds of cool gadgets, like when we blow out. Very bright to... I had it on the lowest setting because it isn't all that dark yet. Alright, so I'm happy I've got a new toy. And yeah, pretty pleased with it. So I did some stitching while in between running, jumping, all the fun stuff. I did some stitching. I stitched on this line of snowflakes. They're all in blue, so they're all pretty hard to see, but it's it's almost 150 stitches, and it doesn't look like much since it's blowing out like crazy, but yeah, it's all pale blues on a blue fabric. Yeah, I'm still trying to figure out the lighting now. Oh well, maybe we'll have another tint in like a sec. Oh wait, we're just gonna try, guys, bear with me, we're just gonna try. So this is white light, no, yellow light, doesn't do thing for my face, no. Natural works best, at least for my face. That's important to me. I don't know. Either way, I stitched this line, 150 stitches, not much left to stitch in these snowflakes, so yeah, let's get going on our number 4 because my planning isn't working out. I'll see you in a bit. So welcome back after hour number 4, and I've got my second finish, and I'm so glad with my ring light right now because it is dark. It's like extremely dark already. It's a little after 5. Yeah, love living in the Netherlands. It is dark soon, let's just say it like that. Oh well, let's say summer is coming. However, I've got my second finish. I finished the Stitchonomy Winter 2020 sale. There we go. So it's pretty long, and the last part still hardly visible, but I loved working on this. It took me some time to get going on it, but once I did, it really stitched up nicely. Love the colors and the blues, and they're a bit washed out at the moment, but loving this piece. This took me, I don't know how long. I didn't keep up with the days I worked on it, sorry. But it's stitched on a lovely 16 count Aida in Aqua Riviera by Permin. Yeah, gorgeous. And this is a €20 credit for Stitch from Stash. So I already have €37, which I finished today, which I can use to buy more supplies because I need more. Oh well. Then I picked up my Fuzzy Fox Home for Christmas sale. This was a 2020 sale as well. I finished Christmas and then I needed to get to the beading and my time was up, so I did mess. And this is the needle I'm using for beading. It's very hard to see. Maybe if I do it like this. It is an open needle. This is what I found. It's the only one the Mill Hill beads will slide over. So I did have the needle, but I needed to find the invisible thread, which I did. So now I can get going on that, but first I'll have dinner. Yeah, and then I'll get going on hour number 5, but it's taking me longer than expected. Oh well. I'll see you after I ate dinner and hopefully finish this project, and then I'm gonna be working on this one. It's easy stitching. It is 14 count Aida. Yeah, I'm gonna be working on this one. This will be done as well this weekend, so that would be finish number 4. because the other one will be done. Oh well, I'll see you all in a bit. So welcome back after hour number 5. I got some great pasta. It was good, loved it. And I've got another finish, so it's my 3rd finish of the year and of this 24 hours of cross stitch. Well, I had some that were very close, so I finished the beading and the stitching on Fuzzy Fox Designs Home for Christmas sale. I did the beading over there we go, on the Christmas ornament house. So yeah, that's what I did. And since this project is on hand-dyed fabric, UX, Krynix and DMC diamond and beads, I get a 26 euro credit for this finish. Guys, I'm at 63 for finishes, 63 euros for finishes, so that's good. And I need to get my card. There we go. And I forgot the card for the Stitch on Me winter sale. Yes, there we go. So I've got 2 more cards and the planner. Let's get going. Yes, so this project, it was my first. You can see it in the stitching. I didn't pick the right fabric. There are lots of things that I could have done better with this one, but in the end it's cute. It isn't my favorite project at all, but it's cute. It's cute and it's done. So I picked up the project I was gonna work on afterwards. Sorry for the crinkly bag. I picked up my Duck in the Rain and I just started filling in this piece. So I already had all this pink done. I picked it up the day I wanted to stitch something easy, just to get my mind going, even though it isn't on my Bringo board. But yeah, it is. I got some stitches in, and a cute duckling. The cute ducky is over there. So yeah, got quite a lot done. Beading took a whole long time. So if you have any suggestions about a good needle for that, please let me know. Well, I'll need to get going. I'm doing good on my Sleepy Hollow marathon because I'm at chapter 11 or episode 11 today. But hour number 6, here we go. So hour 6 is done. Getting a bit tired, to be quite honest. I think I need some more energy drink or cookies. Cookies always help. They always help. It is, what time is it? Let's check. Almost 9:30. I really want to get 2 more hours in. I did get some good stitching in, so I finished all the deep red and I started working on these leaves up there. We're getting there. Let's do this. So I'm 7 hours in. I need to do 1 more hour to keep on track. Got some good stitching in. Finished all the light pink. Started on the darker pink, and then it's just yellows, some whites and light blues, and a whole lot of back stitching. So I'm really hoping to get this color done. Just fill in that flower. That would be great. Oh, I'm so ready for bed. Oh well, we'll get there. We'll get there. I can hear my bed calling me, but not yet. One more hour. And I just saw that Rachel Ray is doing the 24 hours straight. I'm not gonna do it. With filming in between, it takes a whole long time because it's getting up from your stitching spot to your camera. No. Not doing it this weekend. It's gonna ruin me. Oh well. See you in a bit. So good night is the best way to put it, because it's 3 minutes past midnight. I'm done. I finished hour 8. Actually did manage some good progress, so I finished up this part, started on the yellow. Yep, I'm tired. I'm definitely tired. So you'll see me tomorrow morning, because I'll be working on my Bringo piece first. Why do I do this to myself? Why? Oh well. Good morning, y'all. It's a little over 9 a.m. I had a real good night's sleep. It's been a long time that I had such a good night's sleep. I literally just woke up, so I'm still in my PJs. I might not come out of my PJs today. I have nothing planned, so yeah. I'm 8 hours in, and today my call for Bringo was a whip that gives you childhood memories, and I picked my Hot Shock mouse for that prompt. First, because I called him Gus, and my favorite Disney movie was Cinderella, and she is something I used to watch a lot during childhood, and my grandma used to make us hot chocolate when we had a sleepover there. So yeah, hot chocolate gives me good childhood memories. And then I looked at it and I said, that's also pretty close. But this one's also got a lot of back stitching, and I want to get my 5 finishes this weekend. I think I'm just gonna do it, because the mug that needs filling, and down there that's just a couple of colors. There is not a lot of color changes left. Just a bit down there. It should be doable. 16 hours. Yeah. So I think I'm just gonna change projects and work on this until I've got it done. So you'll see a lot of this today. I originally had something planned today, but due to COVID it isn't gonna happen this weekend. So yeah, nothing much. Need my coffee before I start stitching. I think I'm gonna switch what I'm watching to the Flosstubes that I'm behind on. Yeah. I'm not a morning person, people. No. I need at least 2 coffees to be somewhat energetic. So coffee, breakfast, and then I'll start stitching. And I'll see you afterwards. So hour 9 is done, and yes, I'm still in my PJs. But I did get some good stitching in. I finished all the whites and all the white down there, so no more white crosses, a lot of white backstitch, but and then I started on the brown there. There's a snowflake and a blend that I need, but also I need it for the marshmallows down there. But yeah, it's going. I'm so close to all the crosses being done. I'm really hoping to get the marshmallows done in the next hour and finish up this color, and maybe the snowflake and this part. I don't know, guys. I need another coffee. I only had one yet. So my second coffee in. I'm awake. Hour 10 is done. Almost done with the normal crosses on my piece. Only one color left. There's some fill-in over here and some filling for the marshmallows, and then backstitch. So I should be getting onto the backstitch soon. It has like 5 colors of backstitch, so it's gonna be a joy. Who did I watch? I watched Creatively Yours, another Dutchie. I watched the Steel City Stitchers. I watched the first part of Rachel Ray. I think that's what I watched so far. Pretty good start. I need to get changed because I need to fill my regular floss tube. Need to look somewhat decent for that. So you'll get the added benefit of me looking better in the next couple of videos. Oh well, it's a weekend. No one's seeing me besides you, and we're like family, right? Yeah. So filming, then stitching. So I'll be back in a couple of hours, but for you it will be just a sec. So I'm back after filming my regular floss tube, after editing it, and after stitching hour 11. So I finished all the regular crosses in my hot chocolate mouse, and I started back stitching. And those marshmallows, they look so cute. I think they're awesome. And what I really love about this pattern, I hate stitching with them, but those blends really make a nice gradient. So there are blends in there, blends in the reds. There are, I believe, but I still have a little bit of thread left, and that can go in the tail. Yeah. So I'll just finish the strand I've got left from the marshmallows and continue working on it. It is pretty, and this isn't black. Don't move it too much. This isn't black. This is a very dark reddish brown. Really love this color. So yeah, I'm almost through all of my cookies. So I'll need to go to the store. Luckily for me, I live in an apartment complex, and the store is literally 1 floor down. So yeah, I'll do that in between now and filming our number 12. So we will be halfway. Why am I always... I'm trying to do too much. Oh well. I made it halfway through the 24 hours of cross stitch, and I'm loving the backstitch on this project. I finished the snowflakes and I started working the black backstitch, and there's actually parts that are 2-stranded and 1-stranded, and it really gives a nice dimension to the piece. It might also help that I had a can of energy drink. I know, I was done with drinking coffee, which is unusual, but yeah. Hour 12 is done. You got some good progress. Had a tiny piece of floss left for my tail. So I'll be continuing the black in the cup first. Finish all the backstitch. There are French knots all the way across there. Yeah, and I'm looking down because this is hard to see, but there are like 50 French knots up there. So yeah, first finish all the backstitching up to the little guy and the candy cane. So we'll do the muck and the tail over there, and then do all the French knots. That should be possible. It should be, but we'll see how far we'll get in this upcoming hour. I switched from watching Flosstube all day. I've watched so many that, and I couldn't really watch, so now I'm watching a 24 episode long series on YouTube, Countdown to Victory. It's a World War II documentary, and I don't really have to watch, I just want to listen. For those of you who do not know, I am greatly interested, that's the proper word, interested in the Second World War. It might have to do with part of my family being in the Dutch resistance. One of my grandma's uncles is actually tortured to death. No, not really tortured to death. They had the good sense to shoot him, but not through the head, so they shot his entire lower body after burning his back, breaking all his fingers and toes. Yeah, gruesome story, but he never talked, so I'm kind of proud of him not talking. Two of her brothers were destined to go to the concentration camps as well. They both escaped before being deported. So yeah, there's a lot of history for my family, and I think hearing stories from my grandmothers, the one more detailed, the older I get, the more details I learn from my only living grandma. The other one hardly even spoke about the Second World War. My interest grew, and now I just binge just about every documentary there is on the Second World War. It's so interesting what people can do to each other, and I'm hoping to learn what not to do. I think that's why I watch them. It's not to see the horrors, but think to myself whether or not I would do the same as my family did, or if I would comply with a foreign government telling me what to do. Most likely not, because I'm stubborn as a donkey. But I'm also conflict avoiding. So yeah, it's it makes me search my own soul for my beliefs in what's right. So yeah, you didn't come here for me rambling about the Second World War, but yeah, you came here for stitching. So that's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna stitch an hour and then I'll go and have some dinner. But hour 12 is done. Only 12 to go. So I've done hour 13, and hour 13 comprised of 65 French knots. It's a lot. I'm still not done. I'll need 10 more, I guess. And backstitching. So I was backstitching white on white. Don't know why I did that, but you can see all the French knots in there. There's some white backstitching in the tail, and there's some white backstitching around there, and all the black backstitching is done, and I did the toes. All right, I did a small part of Gus, but it's starting to look so cartoony. Really looks amazing. Since I'll need to move up, and I made a counting error somewhere in the face, so I'll need to fudge my backstitch as well. I'll have to move up my my Q-snap to get to the top part. Luckily for me, most of the top part is half stitches, which do not need any backstitch. So yeah, it's starting to look real good. And I'll definitely get it finished, I guess today, because I need 3 more hours today to reach my goal. Alright, dinner for me, I've got chicken teriyaki, and then some more stitching, so I'll see you afterwards. Guys, Gus is getting such a cute face. I just finished hour 14 of my 24 hours, and look at his face. Don't you just want to pinch him? Those cheeks are just too cute. So yeah, I finished up all the French knots. I did all my backstitching on the candy cane, except there are supposed to be 2 dark stripes over there. They're not charted, so I'm gonna guesstimate using the cover picture. I had to put in the last few darker lines. I'm almost done with the black backstitching, only need to bring it down. So there's a little over here and over here, there's some, and then I need to do the white backstitching. That shouldn't take an entire hour, given the fact how much I did this hour. So I'm gonna bring my little ducky with me, and yeah, I'll see what I can do in hour 15. Can I get another finish? That would be so great. It would be so great to get another finish in hour 15. I'll get something to drink and I'll get rolling. I did it, and he is so cute. Hour 15 is done, and I did my 4th finish for this 24 hours of cross stitch. And yes, it's extremely dark and I'm losing a ring light, so it isn't all that well lit, but it really gives you that hand-drawn feeling, the way the backstitch is done. Look at it. Isn't he adorable? He is so adorable. I love him. I love him. So I already did all the calculations, and this is an €11 project finish credit for Stitch from Stash. but to me it's one of the prettiest finishes I've had this weekend. This is just cuteness overload. So cute, love it. So yeah, that one goes in my pile to de-stash. You would say, why de-stash? Well, I don't know who makes these kits, but look at this color. This is half a skein. It's worth. So what I usually do is, if I've got some decent amount of floss left, I would simply repurpose it. So 310 is always usable. This is the 498, 310.21. There's also some left there. So I would look at the numbers or just keep them on the card, because I've got all the numbers written down on the card as well. So in case I need a piece of floss, I might find it in these cards. And sometimes it happens that there's way too much floss of one color and you're like, did I misread my pattern? What mistake did I make? I've checked, the color is hardly called, so no idea how it happened. And then I picked up my Duck in the Rain, finished all the orange up there and here, so that color is now completely done. I only have like 2 strands, so not even an entire length left of that color. So I'll be stitching some drops at first, because they're in here and over there. So I've got 3 colors left to stitch. The goal is at least to stitch for another hour. I might push for an hour afterwards, so to get to hour 17 as well. We'll see. I'm gonna continue stitching and I'll see you afterwards. So I have officially made my goal for today. Hour 16 is done, but I'm feeling pretty good, so I'm gonna continue for another hour. Got some good stitching in. I finished all the raindrops, which was a lot of starting and stopping. Finished all that yellow. This tiny bit there, that's all the solid stitches I need to do, and then there's just backstitch. So I'm gonna continue. I'll be back afterwards and then we'll see. So it's almost 1 AM. I'm gonna call it quits for tonight, but I just finished hour 17, so only 7 hours left to go. This is how far I've gotten. So all the stitching is done. Finished the back stitching on the first flower, started on the second one, did some of the drops. It's cute looking, but this will be finished tomorrow. I think I'll need 2 hours of back stitching. Those flowers are pretty backstitch intensive, so yeah, they'll take a while. The greenery will go fast, that's just straight, but this is back and forth and back and forth. So yeah, it's gonna take me a while. But look at my cute ducky. Some of you might know I call him Alfred. Long story, long story. for which I don't have the energy. So I'll see you tomorrow, most likely in my PJs. Yeah, I'm gonna go to bed. Good morning. It is a little over 8 in the morning. Short night. Still waking up on my first cup of coffee. Almost done. I'm gonna make a second. But the cross stitch pivots really listened. I'm gonna be finishing Deck the Halls. So I'm gonna finish the most wonderful time of the year. Since it's cold, it's close to a finish. I'm gonna finish it. At maximum 2 hours work in that. So we'll be at finish number 5. I'm sorry, I'm real slow early in the morning. Like I said, not a morning person. I needed time to wake up, get going. So yeah, I'm gonna be working on that for most likely hour 18 and 19. I'll take the duck with me in case I stitch like crazy. Yep, 7 more hours to go. Still some work for school. Yeah, I'm gonna be watching some Flosstube. Michelle Bandy's just uploaded. Well, she uploaded yesterday, but I haven't watched it. And I'm gonna be watching the Sunshine Stitchers, which is a almost, what would you call it? It's something I always do on a Sunday morning. One of the first things I do on a Sunday morning is listen to those 3. Oh, it really makes me laugh all the time. So yeah, and I'll need to find some breakfast. And thank God for my ring light, because I'm just gonna show you. Yeah, it's no joke. It's no joke. I have all the lights in my living room on. Granted, I still forgot to replace the lights, some of the lights, but yeah, it's dark. Why does the day start so early? I'm really regretting my life choices at the moment. Oh well, let's get cracking. So yeah, you're gonna look at this face for the rest of this day. I feel like crap. Maybe it is because the coffee hasn't kicked in, or maybe it's just I overdid it a bit since I had a rough week, but yeah, we're just gonna do it like this today, so bear with me. I did get some good stitching in. I finished Time, and then I did the J, and Time is stitched in 2 colors. The E for Time has 44 colors, 44 stitches, so it's quite a lot of stitches actually. Doesn't look like much, but yeah, I hate having to do those letters in 2 colors, guys. I just want to finish the entire letter, but it's charted in 2, so I'm gonna do 2. Need to finish year, and then the doodads over here. But this was our 18, so 6 more to go. So our 19 has given me finish number 5. The most wonderful time of the year. It is done. It is a small piece. I haven't calculated the credit, but I believe it's only €4 worth. Oh, well, it's credit. And this hour was a bit confusing since people started texting me and I had to respond and look up stuff, and then I paused the timer but forgot to restart the timer, so I might have got more than 1 hour stitching in. Anywho, I also picked up the ducky and started on the back stitching. So I finished this flower, I finished the water drops over here, this one, and I did the first part of the stem. So I took it out of my Q-snap since I need to move it to finish the stems. So yeah, and I actually need to have this in a stitchable position as well. So it might mean that I'll need to move the Q-snap halfway through. Anyway, yeah, did get some good stitching. It's very close to a finish, so I'm gonna take another project with me, but let me check. So I'm gonna do my blue flower one. It's also close to a finish, so that would be cool if I would get to, I've got 20, 21, 22, 23, 24. I've got 5 more hours to go. It could be possible, maybe. So I'll just bring it, see how far I'll get, and I'll see you after an hour's worth of stitching. Whoa, I like totally zoned out after finishing hour 20. I don't know how long I spent scrolling through Instagram. I've no idea. Oh well. At the buzzer, literally at the buzzer, I was finishing the second to last stitch on the last piece of last raindrop. So I kind of continued, but it's done. It's done. So Alfred is done. I think he's extremely cute. He is cute. I love him. It was a quick stitch. So I'm gonna write it down, put everything in my bag so I can get everything sorted. The card, since this is finish number 6, and it was finish number 6, and of that 5 were of my last year's whips. So I've got 5 cards. So 5 starts. My projects I started this year don't have a whip card, gold card, because they're this year's starts and they just get done whenever they get done. So yeah, I'm gonna work on my blue flower piece and I'll see you in an hour. So hour 21 is done. My stitches go much slower now, so I don't know if I would get it done in the next 3 hours. Don't think so. Oh well. This is Delft Lion, a freebie design by the Blue Flower, done for the Handwerk Boutique. I'm stitching this in blue Wren by Cottage Garden Threads, and I finished up the flowers and I started working on the border. So I need to come down there. There's a lion in there. Yeah, it's so pretty. Look. It's so pretty. I'm loving it. I'll maybe order some lunch. I might just do that. But in the meantime, I'll be stitching. Yay! You know, I think I reached the point where I simply do not want to stitch anymore. But it is just 2:30 in the afternoon, so I know that I can get those 3 hours done easily. And I'm really hoping that I didn't mess up somewhere counting. If I did, you'll all let me know. I'm gonna go for 3 more hours and then I'm done. Only 2 more. Almost there. So I got some stitching in. I did got lunch. This is what I've got so far. So I finished up part of the border. Need to close the loop. Need to do the lion and the back stitching. Sorry, I'm too tired to even remember to watch at the camera. So yeah. Most likely I won't get it done. It will be so close to a finish, so. But I'm not gonna stitch anymore. I know. This is how bad it's getting. I won't stitch anymore after I've finished hour 24. So let's get cracking on 23 and then we'll be over. So hour 23 gave me the worst bit of frogging yet. I always work from paper patterns except when using the silk app. I do not mark on my patterns, so it's not an issue frogging, but I'm fortunate enough that I hardly ever need to frog. But now I needed to frog like this section. So it went up one short and already was going down, and then I spotted my mistake. So that was the worst piece of frogging I did in 24 hours. Yeah. It is starting to look pretty cool. It's a vase with flowers. The back stitching in the flowers is done. I'm starting on the lion's head, so this is the mane, and I want to do the mane first, then the inner rounds and his face, and then do the body. But look, there we go. Yeah, my camera just needs some time to figure out where we're going, but it looks fantastic. So it's gonna I'm gonna reappear. It's a cool effect, let's put it like that. And I'm so close to a finish that I'm gonna power through to a finish. I'll let you know how far I've gone over. I don't think it will be much. Don't think so. I'm not sure. The body is pretty easy up and down, and I'm okay with my line being stripy. I'm pretty pleased with all the colors I did. So these are mirror images of each other. I attempted to do the same there, this as well. I like the fact that this is also dark and goes all the way around, and the dark is mostly on the edges. So yeah, I'm liking it. It does have some banding over here, but I had no idea how else to do it. Otherwise I would have banding like this. I would have kept banding anyway. So I even tried going more on the outside and working into a point. So the banding would look more purposeful than just straight across. That's why I've got these wedges in there. They really show in this camera, but in real life they don't appear that blunt. Oh well. On to the final stretch, and I'll see you in whatever time it's gonna take to finish my final finish for this weekend, which would be finish number 7 if I'm correct. Let me check. Fun fact, yes, finish number 7, which means that with the 4 starts I had this month, if I finish number 7, I am actually down 3 whips overall, so that's pretty good. That's pretty good. They'll all be added in June, so oh well. Alright, last stretch. I'm done. I'm finally done. The last section took me 1 hour and 13 minutes, and this is the finished result, and I quite like it. It was a bit hard trying to find a way to have the mains come out, so you have the body and the shift. I wanted the paws to be all the same color, so I was fuzzy cutting and I made myself a bit harder. I think it looks good. It was a nice stitch, and it is finish number 7. This was insane, guys. I don't think I've ever finished 7 projects in 1 month, let alone in 1 weekend. I'm marking it off as we go, because otherwise I won't remember doing it. It's the 23rd today. So yeah, I've finished 7 projects in, I believe I'm closer to 25 hours than 24, because I always set a timer for 1 hour and 1 minute, and then most of the time when it ends I continue stitching, so for a little while most likely I stitch more. But that's it. I'm done. I'm very happy it's done. I still need to write a report, but first I'm gonna take a long bath, relax a bit, try not to fall asleep, and then write the report. So yeah, that's gonna be the rest of my evening. I do hope you enjoyed this video. Yet again, my apologies for my appearance today. And yeah, if you like this video, please click like, subscribe if you haven't already. And thank you so much for joining me on this adventure. I believe it was an adventure and a struggle and all kinds of things. But to be quite honest, I can't see myself doing this for 24 hours straight. The only way I could do it, if I would just stay awake for 24 hours and all I would do is stitch, eat, drink, and just stay awake for the 24 hours, because that I've done it for a long time. But then it isn't really 24 hours of cross stitch. So let me know what you would do. I'll see you in my next Flosstube. Houdoe!